Right, so in this video I'm going to be talking about Society of the Spectacle, and in fact I would like to call this a sequel to Society of the Spectacle. I am going to be showing you, as we talk about this, the good, the bad and the ugly. Something that was once considered a spectacle, nowadays it would be more of a tense action sequence as opposed to a giant climax. And I suppose when you compare that to how the original Society of the Spectacle was talking about how spectacle is influential in film, it does highlight how very different the times were. It's definitely not the same, it's definitely a lot more tense, and I think, and this is also brought up in the original, that it's to do with how we have seen war and events in our current timeline. We have changed spectacularly from when the original was done. We are no longer dealing with, single nations, or at least in our very modern cases, we are dealing with groups of normal people who are happy to do and stop at nothing. We've seen cataclysmic events occur on our own territories. For example, 9/11, 7/7 bombings, all of this kind of thing does occur, and it is part of a war. It's part of a very different war. And that's another reason I think society has changed, especially in film. We are more into seeing big action climaxes because we've seen big bits of action occur right on our own front doorstep. Things have changed. And I think even though Spectacle Society did want to make things change, it hasn't. I'm showing you, as we speak, an example of Avengers Infinity War, which is currently one of the most highest grossing films of all time, which came out last year in 2018, and this is the climax of the film, one of the most spectacle-filled scenes as we see it. It is something that personally got my hair standing on end, and I loved every second of it. And this is one of the main reasons why I don't agree with Society of the Spectacle, saying that films do not need to be enjoyed without it. Sure, they don't need to be enjoyed without it, but I love it. It's part of the human senses. Something else we were told also was that he doesn't think that senses should be used when it comes to film. I don't agree with that at all. As this clip shows, senses are incredibly important to us as humans. I would akin it to food. If we do not need senses to enjoy food, then why do we eat only the food that we like? Put simply, we are very sensory beings, and the idea that we don't need to use our senses to enjoy something is very wrong. That's against humanity as a whole, and that's why I completely disagree with the film Spectacle of the Society.